Welcome to this explainer on the 12 moves smart employees make to quietly build their careers. Let's just dive right in and unpack why simply being a hard worker is actually holding you back from the promotion you absolutely deserve. Look, if you've ever felt like you show up, do the right thing, hit all your deadlines, and still feel like you're running in place, you are in exactly the right spot. Today, we're looking at the ultimate playbook for quietly and deliberately building your career, and it's all backed by real workplace research. We're going to completely dismantle the idea that your hard work alone is going to get you recognized.
To really see how this works, we've got to look at the tale of two employees, Jordan and Brett. Now, they started at the same company on the exact same Monday, have the same manager, and the same $52,000 starting salary. Jordan was the ultimate workhorse. He stayed late, answered emails at 10 p.m., literally never complained. But 3 years later, he's making $54,000, sitting at the exact same desk, feeling totally exhausted. Brett, on the other hand, took a totally different approach. After those same 3 years, Brett has been promoted twice, is making 74 grand, has a corner office, and actually sits in quarterly leadership meetings.
So, this brings us to the most important question you can ask yourself today. What exactly does Brett know about getting ahead that Jordan doesn't? Because here's the thing. The answer is not that Brett works harder. Jordan is already working as hard as humanly possible. The answer actually lies in very specific, sometimes totally invisible moves that the Bretts of the world make, all while most of their colleagues don't even realize a game is being played right in front of them. Brett's secret comes down to 12 invisible moves, and we're going to break them down into these 4 actionable phases. First, master visibility and communication. Second, be strategic, not just busy. Third, build your internal network. And fourth, act like the next level. Okay, let's jump straight into phase 1. Master visibility and communication. We're moving beyond the idea that my work speaks for itself. Believing your work speaks for itself is a myth that quietly destroys careers. Think about it. Your managers handling their own bosses, sitting in meetings you never even see, and tracking their own targets. They're simply not tracking your daily output in real time. Invisibility is a career choice. It's not a sign of humility. So there are 3 specific moves to shift you from a background player to someone who is undeniably visible to leadership. Move 1, make your work visible with brief, timely updates. Move 2, always bring a missing puzzle piece, like a solution when you flag an issue. And move 10 on our list, learn to speak the language of business impact. Now, if you're wondering if this visibility stuff actually pays off, the data says absolutely yes. A 2022 Journal of Applied Psychology study found that proactive communicators got 23% higher performance ratings for the exact same work. Just let that sink in for a second. The only variable was communication. A quick 30-second professional update to your manager saying, "Hey, wrapped up that proposal 2 days early, client is super happy," gives your manager a mental note with your name attached to a big win. And those mental notes, they accumulate into promotion decisions. And when things inevitably go wrong, don't be a Nathan who creates a management burden. Be a Ray who brings solutions and immediately operates above his pay grade. Imagine Nathan walks in and says, "Hey, we've got a problem, it's bad." He instantly becomes additional work for his boss. But then Ray walks in and says, "Caught in a shoe? Here are 2 ways we could handle it, and I'm leaning toward option 2. Boom, Ray becomes a resource. Harvard Business Review research actually shows that employees rated highest in leadership potential don't avoid problems at all. They show up already thinking 1 step ahead. So the final crucial strategy in this phase is shifting your vocabulary from simple task statements to the language of business outcomes, things like revenue and churn. Saying, "I handled customer complaints" sounds like a basic job duty. But saying, "I reduced customer churn by 18% sounds like a massive business driver. When you frame your work in terms of revenue, cost efficiency, or risk, leadership stops seeing you as someone just doing a job and starts seeing you as someone who really understands the whole business. Moving on to phase 2, be strategic, not just busy. This is all about pointing your energy at what leadership actually cares about. What's really fascinating about this section is learning how to stop using busy as a badge of honor. Look, busy is easy. Literally anyone can fill their day with emails and pointless meetings. Being strategic means your energy is laser focused on what actually keeps the executives up at night. To be truly strategic, you need to adopt these next 3 moves. Move 4, know the difference between busy and strategic. Move 5, ask for real feedback early, not just at your annual review. And move 7, quietly, and consistently document everything. This protects your record while making sure your daily energy is completely aligned with organizational goals. Smart employees ask this exact question early in the quarter to build a strategic map. What does success look like for this team over the next 90 days? Asking this helps you move far faster than colleagues who are just reacting to an inbox full of emails. Ask your manager where you can have the biggest impact. It literally gives you a map. At review time, absolutely nobody cares how packed your calendar was. They only care if the outcomes that mattered actually moved. So work backwards from those outcomes. By proactively asking for feedback mid-year, the Society for Human Resource Management reports you are a massive 3.6 times more likely to feel motivated, and you'll never be blindsided by a terrible annual review again. Just ask your manager, hey, is there anything I should be adjusting right now? It signals amazing self-awareness and fixes small issues before they become documented patterns. And hey, speaking of documents, always follow up verbal confirmations with a quick email and keep a private running document of your wins. It's not paranoia at all. It's professional ammunition for when you go to negotiate a raise. All right, let's dive into phase 3. Build your internal network, because relationships are the architecture of opportunity. We're going to see why knowing only your direct manager is literally the most fragile career position you can be in. If you only have one relationship at work, you are incredibly vulnerable. This cluster of moves is all about weaving a safety net. Move 3, build a genuine network before you actually need it. Move 9, fiercely guard your reputation like a shield. And move 11, find an internal mentor. Treat everyone, and I mean everyone, from the receptionist all the way up to the executives, with absolute respect, because leadership watches that stuff closely. How you treat people with less organizational power than you tells the company who you really are, and that behavior follows you right up the ladder. LinkedIn research shows that up to 70% of jobs are never even publicly posted. No way, right? They are filled through the internal relationships you've built across the building. When a new project opens up, leadership talks about people. The person who only knows their own little corner of the office never gets mentioned. You absolutely need a network before you need a favor. And if you manage to secure a mentor 2 to 3 levels above you, American Psychological Association research proves you are 5 times more likely to be promoted. 5 times. That is a game changer. A real mentor advocates for you in rooms you don't even have access to yet. They give you the unfiltered political reality of how the organization actually works, rather than just the polished HR version. Warren Buffett hit the nail on the head when he warned, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. Guard your reputation fiercely in these networks, because one unprofessional hallway vent session can quietly hold you down for years. Your reputation isn't just about being liked, it's the architecture of every single opportunity that will ever come your way. So don't vent about leadership, avoid department gossip like the plague, and never say anything in a hallway you wouldn't want repeated in a boardroom. Finally, we reach phase 4. Act like the next level. This is preparation for a moment that hasn't even arrived yet. This perfectly separates the professionals who build real leverage from the employees who are just crossing their fingers hoping to be noticed. It's all about keeping one eye on the future while delivering fully in the present. Our final 3 moves are about treating your career like a business and preparing for opportunities before they even exist. Think of your skills as the product, your reputation as the brand, and your network as the distribution channel. Move 6, you have to carry yourself like the role above you. Move 8, invest in developing yourself without waiting to be told. And move 12, keep one eye firmly on the future. The Kellogg School of Management found that you must intentionally model the behaviors of the level above you so that your promotion feels totally obvious to everyone in the room. They say promotions confirm identity. They don't create it. So study the people one level up from you. How do they handle pressure? How do they communicate in meetings? Authentically adopt those exact behaviors right now. So when a role opens up, your name is just the natural fit. LinkedIn Learning reveals that investing just 5 hours a week in self-directed development makes you 47% more likely to receive those promotions. So please, don't wait for your company to train you. Read industry publications, take online courses, go get those certifications. Your employer is responsible for your job training, sure, but you are completely responsible for your career trajectory. As Jim Rohn brilliantly points out, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Applying this principle quietly and consistently transforms you from someone waiting around for a title into someone completely prepared for the opportunity. When a company restructures or a big role opens up, the prepared employee steps right into it without missing a beat, while the comfortable employee is caught completely off guard.
So I want to leave you with this one question. Are you going to keep waiting like Jordan, or will you start building like Brett today? The difference between them wasn't raw talent, and it definitely wasn't luck. It was a compounding series of highly strategic moves. Review the strategies we covered today, pick just one move, and start applying it tomorrow. It is time to start actively building your career rather than passively waiting for it to happen.